Hi, it's Adam from Reality Manifestation, and within this video, I'm going to be going through how to control your mind using pain as your ally. So our mind's two prime motives are to either help us avoid pain or to gain pleasure, with the strongest of the two being avoiding pain, as it's vital for our survival. As going towards pleasure, seeing an apple tree for example, is beneficial and our minds will lead us towards it, say if we were hungry. But if there was potentially a poisonous snake around that tree, our mind's prime motive would be to avoid the danger, the potential pain from that snake. Which was a simplified example, but it's vital to understand this, because the majority of the time when people are wanting to create changes, using affirmations, going towards positive stated goals, which I encourage myself, however, for any lasting real change to take place, you need to associate pain to the current action or behavior that you're wanting to change, or associate pain to not achieving the goal that you're wanting to go towards in the first place, because many of us have mixed associations to what something means within our nervous system. For example, someone may be wanting to lose weight and start exercising, and they may associate losing weight and getting into better shape being pleasurable, but then they may have associations to exercise, eating differently, to being very painful, and that pain they've associated to wanting to lose weight or to exercise more will likely be stronger than the pleasure that's driving or trying to pull them towards it. And this is why quite often people don't stick to the goals that they set. So for the majority of people who are wanting to get more drive, passion, or motivation going towards a particular goal, rather than just having the vision of what they're wanting in front of them, again, they either want to associate pain to the current behavior they're wanting to change, or associate pain to not achieving the goal or creating a new habit or pattern of behavior. Just before I go through how to do this practically, it's also important to realize that pain can also be your ally. It can make you aware of aspects of your life you're not happy with. It's a message that's telling you something needs to change, and it doesn't always mean the circumstances, the people, or what you're doing necessarily has to change. It can also mean your perception or the meanings you're attaching to what you're doing may be unfair, unrealistic, or may even be simply false, and it's causing you to have pain of how you're viewing that situation or experience. So pain is there to serve us, it's to keep us safe, it's to let us know we're dissatisfied or that we're unhappy with an aspect of our life, and again, that something needs to change or be avoided. So I've already done a video on how to change the meaning to a situation or experience that you're having, which I'll leave in the description box down below. What we're going to go through now in this video is how to associate pain to either not achieving a goal that you've set or sticking with a current habit or behavior that's having a negative impact on your life. When it comes to associating pain to something, a term Tony Robbins likes to use is leverage, because if you have enough leverage to move something, you can even move a heavy boulder. So if you have enough pain associated to something, then you can change it, then you can move away from it. So I'm going to also use the term leverage as it's a good metaphor of the power of associating pain to something. Leverage can also mean what pleasure someone would also associate to moving towards or away from something. But we're still going to use the term leverage mainly regarding associating pain. Since associating pain to changing a habit or behavior is painful, most people will avoid it and being truthful and honest with themselves because of the mere fact it's painful. It's not comfortable. In fact, it can be downright awful. But if you're wanting to create a real change within yourself, you need to be honest when it comes to this next part we're going to go through and finding out what true leverage is for you for either changing a habit or not achieving a goal. So sticking with the example of exercising more, and to keep it simple, let's say your goal was to lose 20 pounds, you want to find out what the leverage is really for you. As when I used to be a personal trainer, what most people say is the reason why they want to lose weight, gain muscle, get healthier, whatever they said the goal is, it's usually just on the surface. I want to be able to fit into this dress. I just want to look a bit better. I want to be healthier. It's usually not what they truly want or desire deep down, and they're not focusing on what they're associating pain to. For example, someone may want to get into better shape, but the real reason is because they're sick of people saying they need to lose weight, or their husband or their wife, their partner, says they no longer find them attractive. They don't believe they'll be found attractive, or they see themselves in a reflection someday and go, I'm not taking care of myself, I'm not going to live this way anymore, neglecting my body. Whatever leverage is to you will be unique, so you need to find what motivates you, and in this context, what you associate pain to. And the best kind of leverage is associating pain to not changing now and immediate pleasure to changing now as well. If you're thinking it may just cause you pain 6 months from now or a year from now, you'll unlikely feel it on an emotional level, so it won't get you to move. But if you feel pain immediately for not changing, then you'll be very driven to creating that change. So now I'm going to go through some questions to help you identify for you personally what pain or leverage that you have for either not achieving a goal or not changing a habit or behavior. And remember, as you answer these questions, be honest with yourself and use harsh words and language towards yourself. We tend to naturally want to minimize anything that causes us pain, especially when it's linked to ourselves. So really dig into this and go deep, as it's going to be far more beneficial to you for getting leverage for achieving what you want if you get honest with yourself and really drive pain towards not creating a change. So now take a moment to answer these questions and pause the video in between the questions so you really have a chance to think and answer them. And ideally do this by yourself and write them down, as these questions I've designed specifically to drive pain, so you're likely going to feel a lot of discomfort during it. But if it's getting you either angry, dissatisfied, frustrated with not being able to make the change by answering these questions, then they're working. So first, get clear with the habit or behavior that you're wanting to change, or the goal that you're not going towards achieving because of the lack of action you're not taking, and then answer these following questions. So the first question being, if you don't change this now, what does this mean about you as a person? If you don't change this now, what does this mean about you as a person? Then the next question. If you don't change this now, what impact will this have on your life? If you don't change this now, what impact will this have on your life? Then the next question. If you don't change this now, who will you be hurting that's close to you? If you don't change this now, who will you be hurting that's close to you? Then the next question, what will people think of you if you don't change this? What will people think of you if you don't change this? Next question, what does your life look like if you never created this change a year from now? What does your life look like if you never created this change a year from now? The last question, make sure to really vividly imagine this in your mind. What does your life look like if you never created this change 5 years from now? What does your life look like if you never created this change 5 years from now? Now, these were just a few examples of questions you could ask yourself to find leverage and associating pain to not changing. But ideally, you'd want to keep asking yourself questions to get deeper and questions that are more specific to your situation and to what you're wanting to change. And really get deep and honest with yourself and keep digging until you find what really drives you to wanting to create a change. And the more painful you associate to not changing, the better, as your subconscious mind will work as your ally to helping you create the change rather than trying to stop you from creating it. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, if you could like the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe, as this lets us know what kind of videos you're wanting us to make more of, and also share this with anyone who you'd think would benefit from learning more around how to associate pain to not changing a particular habit or behavior. And also comment down below what habit or behavior that you're going to change by associating pain to it. I hope you found this video useful, and I shall see you soon.